All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 21 of Beam Saber the Cenotaph. I am your host and the creator of Beam Saber, Austin Ramsey. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me on Twitter at notanin, and you can find the rules for Beam Saber at tinyurl.com/beamsaber. If you'd like to financially support the development of Beam Saber, you can do so at patreon.com/AUSTINRAMSAY. And as always, this stream is presented by You Don't Meet in an Inn, an actual play podcast about exploring obscure tabletop role-playing games with a diverse, rotating cast. This evening, I am joined by Takuma.
Hey, I'm Takuma. My pronouns are they, she, actually.
Oh!
I forgot
Congrats.
to tell you. I just realized. My Twitter is at Takuma_Okada_. My stuff is under No Road Home, noroadhome.itch.io, and soundcloud.com/noroadhome.
All right. I apologize that the overlay is not up to date with your pronouns.
I forgot to tell you before.
I will get that fixed for you by next week. Also joining us is Sasha.
Hi, I'm Sasha. You can find me on Twitter at Sasha_Renell. You can follow my game dev stuff at tcabbage, and my pronouns are they, them.
Thank you. And joining us is Ray.
Hello, I'm Ray. You can find me on Twitter at RayRayTheGayGay. I don't really do much, but my pronouns are they, them, or he, him, whatever.
Thank you. Do you want your pronouns on the overlay updated for next week as well?
Yeah, actually, I've been meaning to ask you.
Sorry, Austin.
I was first in line for that.
No
I'm
one
sorry,
needs to
I'm
apologize. I don't
This
mind.
is the second time, actually.
I don't mind that work. All right. And last but not least, Jess.
Hey guys, I'm Jess. You guys can follow me on Twitter at DoubleDocMD and at Twitch.tv for the same. I stream video games 5 days a week, and you can follow my podcast, The Movie More, your premier movie autopsy podcast, at Movie More Cast on Twitter.
Awesome. Oh, sorry. I was looking over my Roll20 screen, and it seems to have resized and shifted around while I was not looking. So, that's
Oh, and also
fun.
my pronouns are she, her. Got it.
Okay, so speaking of Roll20, let's hop over to the play screen. And okay, so who wants to tell me about where we left things off?
Scarecrow had kind of ditched Dread to be ambushed. That's the thing that happened.
Mm-hmm. And who is ambushing you, Dredge?
Our good friend, Hannah Copeland, and leading the burdened who did not, in fact, go to the Saints, as was the plan, but are back.
Mm-hmm.
They're bad for pretty good reason.
Who did go to the labor camp of the Saints?
We're working on it, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, we really should have gone with what Sasha said in group chat today. That would probably work better, yeah.
Listen, sometimes bad ideas are bad. And not good, actually.
Sometimes they are that.
And sometimes bad ideas are worse.
Yep.
But yeah, we really should have just armed the people already in the labor camp instead of trying to press gang the fucking burden into starting a riot. That would have been better and smarter. Yeah. Anyway, it's in the past and also in the present. So
Now we're role-playing things that I
Very
wouldn't
present.
have thought of.
So yes, Jess, you are out of the scene for a while because you maxed out your stress and got a new scar. Do you have an idea of what that scar is?
I think that's gonna be vicious.
Vicious. Okay. All right.
You wanted to do violence. It made sense to do violence, and sticking with these softies, it turned out well for her.
All right. So when you think it is appropriate for Scarecrow to come back into the scene, you let me know. Okay.
Okay.
And if I think it needs to be a little bit longer, I'll say so, but I don't want to keep you out for like the whole mission, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. Where do we want to start? I guess do we want to leave that cliffhanger a little longer or
Yes, let's see what Pitchfork and Tower are up to.
Okay.
Meanwhile, back on the ranch.
So, Pitchfork and Tower. The two of you are
Making good life choices.
yeah, well, you did well on your group prowl check previously to move through, whatchamacallit?
Broken bank.
The Broken Bank. You are halfway across, as indicated by this 4-tick clock, which is half filled. Oh yes, we should go over the clocks. So there's the 4-tick clock for the two of you to get to the March of Saints compound. There is the 6-tick clock, which it has 2 of its ticks filled for finding Margrave Elreth. And then there is the 4-tick clock representing Margrave Elreth's health, should anything ill befall him. So, I think that the two of you are... I think you're at about this intersection here, where there's this sort of T-junction. But I know that you weren't... what do you call it? You weren't sticking to the main roads. So...
Well,
oh, go ahead.
sorry, I had thought that what made the roll desperate was that we were sticking to the main roads.
Ah, yes, you are correct. Right, you're going for speed.
Yeah. Sorry, I just...
No need to apologize. So, what are the two of you doing now?
I'm being very sneaky with my 4 dice in prowl.
Right, yes, we should probably go over the upgrades that y'all got since it's the start of the new session. One of those was you spent 2 squad level ups on the mastery upgrade, so now the squad can get up to 4 action dice in any of their actions. And what was the other one you got?
We did just passing through.
And what does that do, Ray?
During downtime, take +1 trust with the faction whose territory you're in at the start of downtime. When your trust with the local faction is 5 or more, you get +1d to deceive people when you pass yourself off as ordinary citizens.
Yeah, there you go.
Because we're bad at getting trust, actually.
Even with your own faction.
Yay, duplicitous.
Yep.
I might add, especially with our own faction.
Yeah.
Who shot up those max energy? I don't see what happened. There's a mystery. It's a mystery.
No one can ever know.
No witnesses.
So, Pitchfork and Tower, you can see down the length of the road that you're starting to get the attention of some wandering proxies that are in the area, as is prone to happen in the Broken Bank. What do the two of you want to do?
I have a question about the technology behind proxies.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any actual physical representation there, or are they just data ghosts?
Yes and no. if there can be physical interaction if there is technology present to allow that. For instance, you might have an ad which is supposed to be like, I don't know, depicting like some movie about a big storm, and so then they will have apps that are advertising it, like playing out a scene from it or pretending to be extras in it kind of thing, or talking about it, and then they will have like an actual fan blowing on people walking past.
Okay. So there are some that are a little like projector Roombas kind of things.
Yeah, in some cases, some are just attached to local infrastructure.
Okay. Can I tell which one this is? Having spent time in the Broken Bank, like, do I know what's sort of typical of the area? Even if
I think that would probably be a gather information roll.
Okay.
If you want to spend 1 stress to make it a flashback, it'll be a fortune roll as something you like studied up on.
That doesn't seem like something Tower would have had the forethought to do.
Then in that case, if you want to make an action roll with something to try and ascertain what kind of apps these are.
Yeah, can I just try to roll a study? Just to see if I can, like, sort of not getting too close, try to figure out if there's like there's a visible difference between different kinds of apps and proxies and things.
Sure thing. This will be risky standard.
Okay, so so risky limited with no dice then.
This was quite the choice of yours, Ray.
Yeah, actually, can I spend the stress to... shit. No, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it.
Thank you for committing to the bad choice.
I'm just doing it. All of the choices I make are bad. That's the 3. No 1.
Ooh, oh no, yep.
Yep.
Okay. That is bad.
That is bad, but I committed to the bit.
I mean, at least you can say that it was risky and not desperate.
Yay!
Right? Yeah? Okay, hold on. I need to pull up a clock.
Oh no.
Okay.
Well, what I was gonna do is I was gonna zap it. Does that change your plan of attack?
I mean, you're looking at this thing. You're trying to examine them, trying to figure out, is this a big deal? Oh, and turns out, or you can't really ascertain what kind of apps and proxies these might be. But they spot you, and they are moving towards the 2 of you. So I've put 2 ticks on the 4-tick app focus clock. If that fills, then you will be actively engaged by the rampant apps and proxies. So Pitchfork, Tower is just like stopped and is looking at these apps, which are in turn looking at them and you. And then they start to move closer, walking their way over towards you, or moving in whatever manner is appropriate. I think that there's like a semi-functional ad for a movie about dinosaurs, like a kid's movie. And so there's like this cartoon stegosaurus moving down the street. It's not like full-sized, but it is like probably about 8 feet at the top of the like highest plate.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed you said Stega because I was fully picturing Reptar and it was great.
So yeah, What are you two doing?
I want to just grab them by the arm and be like, let's go. What are you doing?
Fair. So this is probably another group action to move through the rest of
Oh, I was muted.
to move through the rest of the bank, and it sounds like Pitchfork's taking the lead this time, as Tower is somewhat distracted.
Yeah.
So, what do the two of you want to roll for this?
I mean, you know,
Yeah, Fort Pro.
forward prowl. You probably won't get any extra stress.
Let's hope not, because I am one away.
Oof.
So,
We're not in good shape, y'all.
so are you going to roll Prowl or something else?
I think this is just running. This is like sprinting,
Sprinting?
like dragging them behind me. Like, come on, we're going.
Okay, this will be risky standard.
Okay,
So what are we rolling then?
prowl.
Yay.
You just want to roll 3 dice, don't you, Ray?
I do, and it's gonna be 3 because I'm like I've
Got a
freaking
broken rib.
Oh no,
Oh.
I'm out. You're on your own. You're on your own.
Oh
Toad.
no.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Fuck. Shit.
Well, there's dire actions. Because
Can I resist that stress?
I don't think that.
Is that a thing I can do?
no, you can't resist stress because you resist by spending stress.
It would be my stress, not their stress.
Oh.
No, but also you've got a 4 on risky
Yeah.
limited.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is going really badly.
So I'm adding 2 more ticks to the app focus clock.
Can I resist that?
How do you want to
No,
resist?
no.
You have 2 left.
I'm not gonna resist that because if I do, then we're only gonna have one member of the party that isn't out. If I roll below a 4.
So,
No, if I roll below a 5, if I roll below a 5, we're only gonna have one member of the party still in action. So no, I'm not gonna resist that.
I am going to give you a choice right now. You got a success on a prowl. You know the broken bank.
Yeah.
If you want to retreat from this mission with no further consequences, I will let you.
Can I like buzz in to whoever else is active? I guess so. Just Dredge. But
So okay, so here's what I think. Here's what happens. So the two of you are running like down an alleyway, and there's like trash and rubble along this alley.
Are we
And
thinking the same thing?
and you
are we thinking the same thing?
and Pitchfork bursts out into the street ahead of you, and then the Tyrannosaurus that goes along with the Stegosaurus steps between the two of you and roars in your face, and then does like a cartoon laugh.
We were not thinking the same thing, but I'm so proud.
Oh,
And
no, Steven Spielberg needs to be stopped.
Oh my god.
and so like this doesn't do any like harm to you, but it surprises you
It's
And-
scary.
and like cuts you off from where Pitchfork is, because this projection is opaque enough that you can't make out where she is. And so, depending upon whether or not you decide to take a dire action, it's going to be just the two of you get split up as Pitchfork doesn't realize you're not behind her, and then she gets lost in the broken bank.
I'll make a good decision.
So, Takuma, if you take a dire action, you will know where Tower is. And Tower, if you choose not to retreat, then you're A-okay. You just you use your knowledge of the broken bank to get out and just call it a day.
And I disappoint my fellow party members. Or impress them with my good reasoning and logical skill. No.
I mean, oh no. Okay. You said you wanted to calm someone. And here's the thing. Normally you could, except that Dredge is in an entirely different neighborhood and quite a ways away. And as has been established in the fiction, you need a long-range transmitter to reach people who aren't in close proximity with your throat mic. So if you want to declare the pilot load to have a long-range Right! You're the only one who has full pilot load!
I can't!
That might actually be full too, but I'm also out.
Oh!
Declare that.
Yeah, you can so you can talk to me, but I can't talk back.
I'm curious. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yep.
That's exactly the situation.
The shit
Oh my
show.
god, the comm opens, and I'm just leaving it open so that maybe anybody who is hearing can hear it and do something about it.
Oh my god.
Oh, right, and you don't have profiteer rigging anymore because you became
No.
logistics, and so you have instead smuggler panels, which is for your vehicles.
There is.
Yeah.
Oh.
I hate how happy you are about this, Austin.
So it turns out that freelancing is a mistake.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we will cut the camera cuts from Tower stumbling backwards into a pile of trash in this alleyway with a cartoon T-Rex giggling at them.
Ugh.
to
Mental image.
to Dredge. And Takuma, when you decide whether or not you're taking a dire action, you let me know, okay? But remember that if you don't take one by the end of that scene, then you lose the opportunity.
Right.
Okay, so Dredge, you are in the cockpit with the corpse of I believe it was Sister River in this Tybalt's, and Hannah's got one foot on the lip of the cockpit, and one hand on the side of the end of the opening, and then the other's holding an assault rifle pointed at you, and has just said, "Hey, off-roader, ready to go to the labor camp?"
What's funny is that I spent most of last night thinking about this scene. And I got fucking nothing.
Careful with that coffee, Austin.
It's just water, but yes, thank you.
I mean, no? Is no an answer? The answer is no, I'm not.
Do you just say all of that to her?
I do.
She nods, and she says, "Yeah, that's a reasonable response. Come on out of there."
Okay. Okay. Is there anything on the body of Sister River that, is there a comms thing, or, I don't know, a gun?
She would, she would have a sidearm and she would definitely have probably the exact same throat mic that you have.
Okay. That's not super useful because everyone that she would talk to is dead.
Sorry.
Listen, some days are like that. Okay. I want to get into close enough proximity to Hannah to use my custom implant. Very nervous about doing that with her entire squad outside, but if I can pull her into the cockpit, then I might have a fighting chance.
Doesn't your custom implant cost stress?
Yeah, but it's only one. I've got 2 whole stress left, Austin. I have stress to burn.
Okay. Yeah.
Fuck.
You're flush. Look at all the stress in the world.
Okay. So, what? Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm just crying. Don't worry about it. Continue.
Well, no, I'm thinking here. I'm not sure if it's. I'm going to say I have an idea for an alternate way for this to play out if you want to let them walk you a bit.
Yeah, I'll do that.
That's an option.
Okay, yeah, because this.
Yeah, I'll come out.
All right.
I don't want to die in this fucking cockpit right now. I'll die in the street or in the gutter. That's a better place for me.
Okay. So, you climb out of the cockpit, and Hannah takes a step back, keeping the gun trained on you. And you see that it's not everyone that you previously held prisoner. It's Hannah, and there's 3 other people, plus there's someone who is basically in a tow truck, like an RV tow truck. It's like an RV, to be clear. It's not an actual tow truck. And it's got 4 legs and a flatbed with a crane on it. But just like...
Is this an elephant from before?
No, it's not an elephant, actually. It looks like it's probably like partially made from an elephant. Like it's got the same legs as an elephant and the flatbed, but the normal like crane arms and the cockpit of an elephant have been replaced with something from something else.
So it's an aftermarket elephant.
Yeah. And so Hannah just like gestures you over to the side of the RVs, and then the other 3 people, they start hooking a crane up, or not a crane, a chain up to the Tybalt, and they start loading it onto this tow RV that they have. And
What's
Hannah,
your business with the Saints anyway? Aren't they as much off-worlder as I am?
yeah, they are. It's not. She's clearly like pretty willing to talk since she's in a position of power over you. And she says, "Yeah, they are. And we'll have to do something about that eventually. But they get us the supplies we need." And sort of like does a sort of a bit of a shrug with the assault rifle, which you can now tell, like after a closer look at it, that it is in fact Myriad made. And like it's been painted and like basically tagged with burden graffiti, but underneath it is that oh so familiar ceramic material that the Myriad makes its gear out of.
Oh, gross. Okay.
So, you know, we give them workers. They get rid of people, or they take people off of our hands who we don't want in our community.
Oh, like your kids. Gotcha.
Like, like criminals and extortionists and thieves. And
Around, and I look at the Tybalt that they're loading up. Like, oh, so like you.
she just like
You're not
chuckles.
endearing yourself here.
I've never been a good interrogated. I'm just trying to get a bearing for the situation. Don't worry about it.
She just like chuckles and she says, "This is salvage. This isn't theft." And you know, I could always just put a bullet in your head if you'd prefer that.
Never say that to a millennial.
Oh, that you have the guts that I didn't.
So they finish loading it up, and then everyone starts piling into the, like, you know how there's like, you know how there's quad pickup trucks or quad cab pickup trucks that have, you know, like seating that have a back seat. The cockpit of this AV is kind of like that, except AV scale. So it can like sit 4 people in the front and 4 people in the back. And so Hannah gestures for you to get in.
Okay.
Yep. And
Am I bounded anyway? Are my hands free? Like, what's the deal?
no, they don't have anything to restrain you. They weren't expecting to find you here.
Great.
They were just here to take salvage, and then
Oh, also, sorry, question. Did you mark off the long-range scanners? Like, can I hear you?
I did, and yes, you can.
Okay.
And you can, yeah. I'm not doing a super good job of it in my, like, Sasha is not doing a good job of it, but Dredge is relaying what is being said.
Okay. Sorry, I wanted to make that clear. Okay.
so yeah, so she sits you in the back seat. All the other 4 people are in the front. She's in the back with you, and she like secures the assault rifle around her with a strap, and then she pulls out a pistol and keeps that trained on you. And she's positioned herself behind the driver so that you can't just like reach over the seat in front of you and chokehold the driver or something. And she says, "Okay, Rani, let's go." And so it starts marching along somewhere into the broken bank. It starts crossing that bridge.
Do you know a Margrave Elreth by any chance? While we're here?
What do you want to roll for this?
Fuck. Fuck. It's either consort or sway. I've got one in each, but I'm trying to figure out which one is better. Sway
Consort
is
makes more sense.
which one?
I think consort makes more sense.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I want to lean into this Stockholm syndrome thing where I'm completely harmless here. And so what's the harm in maybe letting some more information go? So what's my how's that gonna be?
This is actually going to be controlled limited.
Okay.
Because like you're just talking, and Hannah does not feel threatened by you at all. So,
I mean, it's a consort. That's sort of the point.
yeah, but
I'll take it, whatever.
Like, if you were doing anything other than talking, this would be a desperate position.
Okay.
But like, you're not even trying to convince her of anything. You're just like, hey, do you know this person?
By any chance? All right, here's the one dice which is a fucking 6.
Okay. She like furrows her brow and she says, yeah, I think I remember seeing him at the soup kitchen, and he was asking around about getting some work, and so I pointed him at the Saints labor camp, because they're always looking for workers. I mean, he went there voluntarily, so I'm sure he's fine. He's probably not in he's probably not going into the hazardous area like you will be.
Hazardous area? What are they doing there?
You'll find out once you're there. You have limited effect.
Yeah.
Sorry, just for the sake of clarity, do I hear this over the
Yes.
long-range transmitter? Okay.
I'm leaving the comm open.
Okay.
It is
I just
wide
wanted to
open.
make sure.
I'm like looking out the window and be like, huh, I've never been across this bridge from this direction before. This, name a bridge from this direction. Please, God, literally anyone. Fuck, you know what I'm
So
doing?
to be clear,
I have this fucking comm open to the goddamn jackals. I am like anybody.
Bring in the hyenas.
Fuck anybody's. Yeah, the hyenas, yeah.
to be clear, so are we looking at the bridge between Find Elreth and App Focus? Just wanted to.
No, this long one here,
Okay.
to the left
One
of
here.
App Focus, yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, so Jess, you wanted to do something?
Okay. This is what you hear, Dredge.
Uh-huh.
You hear 3 chirps.
I feel like you've done that before. So do I know what that means? I thought I can't remember, but maybe Dredge
But,
does?
this is, I think, what establishes I'm in position.
Okay.
Now, so here's a quick question. I think it would be safe to assume you can probably receive information. Like, what's the headset? Like, can Dredge, like, take incoming call information? Yes or no?
You muted, Sasha. Or you cut out.
Sorry, Dredge has the full helmet on right now.
Okay.
So, yeah. Co can just take and give information easy. It's like a button inside the helmet or something.
Okay. Now, Austin,
Yep.
I want to make some assumptions about this Obby.
What are those?
Aftermarket cockpit. I'm guessing that the systems are a little jury-rigged.
Probably.
Probably. Okay. Okay. So I think, So I think I want to abstract this conversation, keep it very brief. But basically it's going to be, Dredge, I need to know how many. And I need to know where you are on that thing. So try and transmit that to me in incidental sounding language.
Remind me again how many there are and where I am. Also,
You are in the back seat on the side opposite the driver. There are 4 in the front seat and 1 in the back seat with you.
Okay. You know, between the four up there and you next to me, I bet we could have really wrecked fucking house had the plan actually panned out.
Hannah says, yeah, but sometimes that's how the dice fall.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes that's all that's left.
Okay, I have the number.
The four up there and you next to me? Like, what else what do you want?
Okay,
What do you want?
Okay, no, you know what? Okay, that's fair. It also doesn't tell me which side you're on, but that's fine. That's
That's all we have left?
No, that's fine. I don't need to clarify this. I'm thinking about this situation.
Okay.
I'm modifying my plans a little bit. I'm
Also,
also looking at.
Sasha, good work on that. That's all we have left. I did not pick up on that.
I literally just picked up on that when you said that, Austin. Damn dumb baby.
That's all we have, Port? What do you want from me?
Okay, so they're basically reaching the end of the bridge, right?
They can be, yeah. You have the initiative here.
Okay.
Well,
So
D&D words.
I think. Hold up. Okay. I don't know how flashbacks are gonna work. Like, I don't know how my stress track is supposed to be working right now.
Your stress is cleared because you took a scar.
Okay, so I would like to make a flashback because I would like to mark off my last 2 equipment load.
Oh, you don't need to. You don't need a flashback to declare load.
No. It's what I'm doing with the load.
Okay.
Because-
Remember that your drone was damaged, so it can't operate on its own. I just wanted to.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Actually, I thought you said that was for a short duration.
For the duration of this mission.
Okay, for the duration of this mission. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, what I would like to do is I would like to have placed charges in the road just after the bridge, and I would like to sand trap this bitch.
Okay. So that's.
So
For destruction of infrastructure. Yay.
Okay, so mark off your placed explosives, which is 1 load.
Okay, hold up. Let me look at this thing. I might have this backwards. 'Cause I'm looking at. Okay, placed explosives. Okay, yeah, okay, that's different from demolition tools. Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, to be clear, placed I should probably put that in that placed explosives are single use.
Okay.
But anyways.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. So yeah, I think that'll be 1 stress to have already set up those explosives
Okay.
in the path of this AV. And
So, yes, I would like to I would like to at least temporarily immobilize the Avi.
okay, what do you want to roll for this?
I would like to roll prowl since this is stealth. This is having been in position and not being seen, preparing for it. That's the only because like it's not a direct attack necessarily, unless it's like I guess hunt would also work. That's also 2 dice.
Rec would also apply.
Would also apply.
Rec and engineer for setting it up, which I know you don't have points in those. But if you use prowl, it's going to be limited effect. If you use rec or engineer, it'll be standard.
Okay.
And your position, that'll be risky, not so much from the burden as from the dangers of the broken bank.
Okay. I'm happy to roll that, so I'm gonna roll Prowl. And do you have a Devil's Bargain?
Let's see. Devil's Bargain. I will start another app focus clock for the apps having their attention on you and Dredge, and I will add 1 tick to it.
You know what?
Work in our advantage later.
I'm willing to do that.
Okay. Also, I forgot to increase the Find Elreth clock by 1 tick, so it's now at 3. Since Dredge was able to get that out of Hannah.
Yay! I don't know that was new information, but I appreciate it.
5. Woo.
Okay. So, let's see. I said risky. Okay. It takes you, like, you have lots of time to do this, but it takes you longer to set up these explosives. No, it's not that it takes the explosives longer to set up. It's that the AV takes longer to cross the bridge than you thought it would. Turns out it's actually slower than expected. And so you end up having to wait at the end of this, at wherever you are. I'm not going to assume you're at the end of the bridge because you're Scarecrow. So 2 ticks get added to the second app focus clock. It is now at 3 out of 4. But when the Tovi arrives, your explosives go off, and there's just like this huge crater in the ground. The like front of the AV falls into it. So Dredge, the whole like cab you're in tilts forward suddenly at a like 45-degree angle, and is like slowly starting to get more steep. So like you and Hannah both slam into the couch seat in front of you, and
Are we not wearing seatbelts?
no, there were no seatbelts in this thing.
Probably not. I also
Okay.
think I would have given you a split second or second warning.
Okay, cool.
And so you're slightly less off balance than Hannah and the other burden members are. And then the driver like throws it in reverse and is starting to like pull this thing out.
Okay.
It is not permanently immobilized. It's not fully in the hole, and it's starting to get out, but it is 100% off balance at this point, as are the
100%
people
off balance.
inside.
I'm gonna try and sting Hannah.
Okay, what do you want to roll for that?
I don't have good ones for that. Wreck? Would be good. I have literally nothing in struggle.
When you wreck, you act with brutal force. So
Uh-huh.
Do it.
No, it's not gonna feel good.
no, yeah, I'm just. What is the chemical you have in your body again?
Call this
it-
one the jellyfish backhand.
This was the one that I used on, what's her face? On Parspiani,
Yep.
which causes muscle spasms, I think?
Right. Okay. I forget. What is the method of application?
I believe it's a bolt that comes out of Dredge's wrist.
Okay. So describe how you're wrecking Hannah with this thing.
Oh, just like, hitting her in the face with the palm of my, or the bottom of my palm.
Where the like injector shoots out from?
Just right in the cheek. Just.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. That'll be that's going to be risky standard because they are off balance.
Okay, my one die, come through. Please come through. I've spent my stress to use this. It's gonna be wreck, risky, standard. One whole die. 3.
That's a 3.
It's a 3.
Did not come through.
Oh no.
When have dice ever been kind in Beam Saber?
That 6 earlier. What happens here?
I'm so glad that the dice come through when I'm just shooting the shit with no fucking fuck. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so what happens is that you like lunge forward with your arm outstretched to try and hit her in the head with your injector. And she like recovers faster than you expected. And she just sort of like just barely dodges her head out of the way. In fact, I think that the injector like puts a gash across the side of her cheek and like takes a chunk out of her earlobe. So you almost had it. But
Damn,
not
that's
enough.
Cool looking scar.
But not enough that like maybe she'll have a twitch in her cheek, but definitely there was not enough of the drug that got into her to like fuck her up. And so she very quickly reacts, like all jovialness that she had towards you is gone, and she puts 2 bullets into your stomach. So take the level 2 harm gut shot.
Ugh.
I
I'm
don't know.
not gonna roll a 6 to be able to avoid that. Yep. Got shot.
I mean, if you have pilot load, you can declare armor.
I do. I have so much pilot load. I have so much pilot load. I have spent 1. Yes. I'm just gonna declare some armor. That's 2. Yep.
Yep. Okay, so negate that. You do not. You get shot, and it feels like someone's punched you in the solar plexus, but you do not have the burning metal or the burning round in your stomach.
That's nice. I like not having metal in my stomach. That's a good way to be.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this necessitates a change in tact.
So, Scarecrow, I'm guessing you're observing this. So where are you?
Yes, I am.
So, what you see is like everyone tumble forward, and then Dredge lunges, and then you can see the muzzle flash of 2 gunshots going off inside of the cab, and Dredge falls backwards, still in the back seat.
Okay. So to be clear, I have visual on Dredge.
Yes. I mean, you chose where you wanted to be, so
Yeah, I have an elevated position. I have eyes on them.
I figured.
And quick question. Let's see. Is the cockpit armored? Because this is like an aftermarket civilian op. It's definitely not a combat unit.
I think
It's an aftermarket cockpit.
I think that this would have necessitated a gather information check,
I mean, okay.
because you can tell that it's aftermarket, but like you don't know everything that it has going on for it.
Okay, I don't need specific. All right, tell me what. Just describe this cockpit to me. That because I'm making a snap decision here. I don't want to.
It looks like an extra large pickup truck cab.
Okay. But I have vision through the glass, right?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Hugin, AP. And I'm going to take a shot at Copeland.
All right.
And I'm going to push myself for an extra die. Actually, wait. What is my position and effect?
I'm guessing you're rolling hunt.
Yep.
This will be risky standard.
Risky standard? Okay. Cool. So that's two stress to push, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna push for the additional die. And right, so it's 3 dice. Jesus Christ!
That's a 3.
On 3 dice!
Boy, we really.
Lovely.
Be extremely good if you didn't shoot me.
Got armor, you're fine!
Not anymore.
That armor already has bullets in it. I do not have room for more bullets in that armor.
Especially not armor-piercing bullets.
No!
Oh no.
Well, you are in luck because it is not that you shoot Dredge. That is not the consequence. The consequence is that 1 tick goes into the app focus clock. So you're like just lining up the shot. And then at the end of last session, we saw this infomercial rampant app that was just like repeatedly zapping a corpse, being like, try out the electrolysis workout. And so like the camera's showing like your zoomed in scoped crosshairs like lingering over Hannah, and then this like overly grinny brown-skinned man appears in your like sights, and then you feel a current of electricity run through your body. Take level 1 harm shocked, and your shot goes wide. I think it like doesn't even hit the AV.
Okay. Can I roll to resist this?
Yeah, you can absolutely roll to resist that. How do you resist it?
I'm gonna say insight, situational awareness, since this would have to have a physical representation. I would be trying to hear it coming.
Sure thing. Yep.
2d6. 4.
4. So that costs you 2 stress. So you do not get shocked. So you
Yeah,
I think
because you described it as causing my miss instead of being a consequence of my miss.
Yes. So yeah, I think you're like getting ready to take the shot, and then you hear it muttering its ad routine to itself, and you know you're not alone on this rooftop. And so you like jump out of the way as like you can hear like electrical buildup, and then there's a zap from, I think it's an old busted air conditioning unit on this rooftop, and so it has just like pulled the electricity out of it.
Oh god, it's a ghost in the machine.
Yeah.
Here's an important question for the fiction then. Does any shot go off at all?
No, I will say that you resisted that potential consequence as well. So Tower and Pitchfork. Tower, you've got this, you had a T-Rex in front of you. What are you doing?
Can I hear like the gunshots going off and shit going down with Dredge and Scarecrow? I mean, I know I hear like
You definitely are deafened for like a couple seconds as the gunshots inside of the AV cockpit from Hannah's gun resound out of your headphones
shit
over
yeah.
Dredge's mic that is still open.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Thanks for that.
No harm, to be clear.
Fun times.
So I think you just like go deaf for a second, and then like as you get your hearing back, you can like hear the echo of it.
Whew. Okay. So I assume Pitchfork isn't like in the picture at this point, right? Or
That is up to Takuma, whether or not Pitchfork is still around. There's still the opportunity. I will say that the opportunity for a dire action has not passed yet.
I'm taking one.
What are you gonna do?
I think I want to just like get to the camp as fast as possible.
Are you like bringing Tower with you?
Yeah. We
The-
got separated. They'll get there. It's fine.
The
I mean,
r-
I know vaguely where I'm going at this point, I think, just based on the information I was getting over the radio.
The reason I ask this is because remember that with a dire action, if you don't get a 6, you can't take any more actions. So you might get to the camp and then chicken out, so to speak, and not be able to actually find Elreth.
I don't think I would go find Tower at this point.
I mean, if you take the dire action, you know where they are. There's just this AR T-Rex between the two of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm also hearing this, right? What's going on?
Oh yeah, I guess you get deafened too for a second.
Yep, you hear a big boom, Godzilla, a pshink, and then you hear 2 shots.
I don't think anyone heard 2 shots. Everyone heard 1 shot and then tinnitus.
Oh, okay. You know what? Fair.
Take me with you.
Yeah.
You think in the far-flung future they'd have invented compressors?
Yeah. All right. Let's go, Tower. Let's go.
Friends. It was out of character. Yeah, so I think Tower just kind of, like, I think almost, like, ducks under the T-Rex thing and just, like, goes and runs, and we meet up at, like, an old blown out corner store or something like that, like 2 blocks away.
Okay.
Um,
All right. Because I want to see what Pitchfork does with her dire action, I'm just gonna let the two of you get to the March of Saints compound now. I don't want you to end up blowing your dire action on another group prowl check.
Oh man.
So, the two of you get to this campus, and what you see is there every like, what's the range on your anti-AR emitters, Dredge?
Probably pretty wide considering Tusser wanted in on it. And probably has, because there are 2 of them in the Broken Bank now. So there's probably some overlap there.
So it's actually like massive. It doesn't just cover your clinic.
Probably. Like it's probably a thing where like it's very concentrated at the clinic and then decreases in efficacy the further out you are, as a sort of almost
Like
like,
an exponential decay?
yeah, like a beacon kind of thing, so that it draws in less violent ARs to yeah.
Okay.
And the other option is also power scaling. Like we didn't have the power to make it really big.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you could rig it so that you can move the location of the focal point of that power elsewhere, but like it's either like kind of okay everywhere or very concentrated, very effective here, and not so much elsewhere.
Okay.
I mean, it sounds like the kind of technology to be really finicky no matter what.
So the two of you approach where the March of Saints are, and when you get sight of the old Twinler and Red campus, you can see that there's a couple of apps and proxies milling about, and they seem to like be up against a wall in a sense. Like there's a barrier stopping them from getting closer to this campus, and they're just wandering about on the fringes. Occasionally one goes a bit closer and then like wanders back out. You also see a couple of these buildings have March of Saints banners unfurled on them, which is just like the flag of the Myriad with the gold halo indicating the Saints, which is like one at each point of the 8-pointed blue star. And then there's a couple of like basically they have turned this place into a bit of a fortress. Roadways that would have been open previously have been blocked off with debris. You can spot a couple of fixed gun emplacements, and also there's like a couple of spotlights, as well as a group of 3 Tybalts, which is patrolling. And you can also hear the footsteps of heavier Avis on the other side of the campus, presumably knights. There is a very obvious and very clear main entrance, which has like a gate, and there's some like people like just standing around it, like civilians who like seem to be on a smoke break and are like just chatting with the guards there. They have this area locked down enough that they aren't even concerned about whatever marauders might be in this neighborhood. So, what do the two of you do?
I want to walk right up to the front gate.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume we have some kind of Myriad identification.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, like a pilot card or something. I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm Keiko Tuesday, call sign Pitchfork. I'm with the Cenotaph. I would like to volunteer for work.
Okay, so as you approach, the like two of the 2 guards, or 2 of the 4 guards, see you, and one of them like grabs a cigarette and throws it out of her mouth, and then jumps behind like one of the machine gun emplacements. And the civilians seeing this, they like run back inside. Their break forgotten. And then you say that.
You had to say the Cenotaph.
You say that, and like you're holding up your ID or whatever, right? You want to declare documents?
Do I have load? Is the
Glory to
question?
Astoka!
Are documents? Do documents take load?
I believe so. Yeah,
Yes,
they
they
take
do.
1. And I have declared 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I have one more. I have one more. We're okay.
Yay!
I only have 6. I only have 6. Okay.
Well, you also have fine documents, or documents of the quality upgrade because of your squad's upgrades.
Very nice.
So, you go up and you say you want to volunteer for work, and the guard holds out her hand, and she takes it, and while she's looking over it, there's the other gun emplacement, which has, like, it's 50 cal aimed at you. And they're just reading over it, and then she looks up at you, and she says, yeah, seems it's all in order. Okay, go on in. You want to find Quartermaster Hawkins. They're the one who's handling the labor, and they'll get you set up with a sleeping place and the gear you need.
Sounds great. Thank you.
And Tower, what do you do? I know you don't have the room for ID.
Can we just? Oh shit. Fuck. See, I'm tempted. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna sneak in. That's what I'm good at.
Okay.
That's my whole jam.
I'm guessing you're gonna roll Prowl.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit. I feel like I've over specialized here, but we're just gonna go with it.
Nonsense.
Well, if you're ever gonna roll Prowl, this is the time to use it. This will be risky standard because of your fine optical camo.
Okay.
Oh wait,
So-
hold on. That's on your vehicle. You do not have your fine optical camo
No, I
for
do
your
not.
pilot.
I thought throat mics were free.
Throat mics are free.
Throw mics are free.
1, 2, 3, 4. You still have. Oops, sorry. You still have
No, they
What do you
don't.
have? 4, right?
1,
Light
2,
climbing
3,
gear is
4.
1. Plus,
And then climbing gear is 2.
What?
So
I'm not saying
yeah.
the fifth. I'm sorry.
placed
1, 2,
explosives
3,
and an
4, 5.
unusual weapon.
It's 2. And then climbing gear is 4.
And then light climbing gear over in the pilot's items.
Gotcha. Okay, sorry. I didn't
Yeah. Because I had
Why
to
do you
take
have
2.
climbing gear? Oh, you have. Okay.
I had to take 2 to help people
Yeah, for the
get
elevator.
people out of the building.
Yeah. Wow. How many weeks ago? 2 weeks ago?
Oh. Oh boy.
Yeah. So this will be risky standard. Wait, hold on. No, sorry. Risky limited.
Boy.
So is that because of my
Injuries?
injuries, or is that just as is?
I mean,
Because
that's
I can-
because the March are tier 5.
Okay, so can I trade position for effect?
Absolutely.
Back up to, and then I get an extra die, so I'm rolling 4 up again.
How? Okay.
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 So
Hold on a second. I want to make it clear here. You are trying to sneak into the March of Saints, like, fortress in the Broken Bank.
yes.
This is the kind of situation where in the example consequences for Desperate, it says level 4 harm if narratively appropriate.
Yes.
I just want you to know this before you do this.
I can't wait for the Cenotaph too.
Tier 5. The Martial Saints are tier 5.
Yeah. Could I potentially sacrifice a die for better effect? And roll 2 die instead of 3?
Yeah, I'll allow that. Why not?
Okay. Thank you. So risky limited.
Yeah.
On 2 dice. That's 2 5s. Woo! So, not a level 4 harm. Yeah. Sorry,
Don't want to get gunned down.
yeah, that'd be bad. I like tower.
Fair. Okay. So, you get inside, you like hop over one of these debris piles, and someone spots you at the last second, and they hit an alarm. Let's see. Yeah, I think it just plays openly. They don't know where you are, to be clear. You are inside, and they don't know where you are, but they know you are here, so you are now in a desperate position. That is the consequence. Pitchfork. The people who, like... So you're inside the compound now. You come to this, like, wide open area as you're maybe looking for Quartermaster Hawkins. That's up to you where you're headed next. But what you see is... you can see a clear stratification of the people who work here. There are the March of Saints personnel themselves, and they you can see them moving in and out of the old employee buildings on the compound that have been fixed up and repaired and are intact. You can also see that the volunteers are also living in buildings. These ones were not designed for employee residence. You can see that one of them says, what do you call it? Storage. But they've been set up with like bunks, and they've been weatherproofed and made habitable. They're just not great. You can see that they're just anyways. And then the last group you see are the people who are here against their will. I think you probably see a couple of runts that you recognize in amongst this last group. And they are living in like ramshackle, built from scraps buildings. You can only guess at the conditions inside. They have like basically outhouses outside of the building, and I want to remind y'all that it's winter, so it is chilly. You see is this... Yeah, you know what? That's all you get. If you want anything else, it's a gather information roll. Also, the alarm starts going off, and everyone who is not March of Saints personnel heads for the like employee building, like basically the residence. Everyone's taking cover inside and clearing the open ground, except for you and the March of Saints personnel.
I'm guessing that it's tower. Because the alarm, or maybe they told me via throat mic that it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it probably like just beeped it.
I'm gonna follow. I assume like the March of Saints personnel are like rushing towards wherever tower is, so I'm gonna follow people there.
Okay, yeah, I think that there's you can find a group of guards armed with like submachine guns rushing over there. and they're talking on radio, like handheld radios, with like coordinating a search. And so they head over to some place. What are you trying to do though? You can follow them.
I either want to. I want to make sure Tower doesn't die. I also want to find this quartermaster person so I can get sorted and like official here as fast as possible.
Okay. So what do you do? Do you need a moment to think?
I mean, I can't think of what I'd be doing besides just like looking around for people. Really, that's really kind of where I'm at.
If I might make a observation/suggestion here, if all non-myriad staff are being directed to a central location, it seems that you would make sense for you to categorize yourself with them and not, everyone in military gear. And also, there's a good chance maybe you could find people you're looking for there, since they'd all be in one location.
I mean, I'm technically myriad. I need to get official before I go in there first, and I'm worried about Tower, so I wouldn't do that.
That's right. We are technically married. Oh, I have caused us so many problems.
You fit right in.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. Everyone can think about what they want to do next. So it's 7:30.
Check-ins.
Yep. So thank you everyone who's watching and listening. We will be back in a couple of minutes.